All right, let's talk about the science behind a sound that almost all of us know. We're going to explore what a simple school bell can actually teach us about the way our brains are wired.
Just think about it for a second. When you hear that sound, even if it's just in your head right now, do you get that little twitch to start packing up a bag, a wave of relief, or maybe even a tiny bit of dread?
You know, it's such a powerful, almost physical feeling. For so many of us, it's like a jolt of energy that means freedom, the end of the day. Our bodies just react before our brain even really has time to process it. So let's really get into this, because that's the real question, isn't it? I mean, a bell ringing is just noise. It's a neutral sound. So how on earth did it get so loaded with meaning that it can trigger the exact same reaction in millions of different people?
Well, the answer isn't some kind of magic. It's all psychology. And we're going to be looking at this amazing idea called Pavlov's theory.
Yeah, the whole reason we can understand this comes from the work of this guy, a Russian scientist named Ivan Pavlov. And the funny thing is, he wasn't even studying kids in school. He was actually studying digestion in dogs when he just stumbled upon one of the biggest discoveries in the history of psychology.
And this is what he found: classical conditioning. Now, the most important thing to understand here is that this is a learning method. That reaction you have to the bell, it's not an instinct you were born with. Nope, it's a connection your brain literally learned to make.
So, to put it really simply, think of your brain as a brilliant matchmaker. It learns to take two things that have nothing to do with each other, like a ringing sound and the end of class, and it creates this super strong automatic link between them.
So how does the brain actually do that? How does it build that connection from scratch? Let's break it down.
This really shows the whole transformation perfectly. Think about your very first day of school. A bell is just a noise, right? It doesn't mean anything. But by the end of that school year, that exact same sound has a very, very specific meaning. The sound didn't change, but your brain's entire interpretation of it did.
Okay, let's walk through this step by step. It all starts with something meaningful. Class ends. And the automatic, natural response to that is packing up your stuff. Then you introduce a neutral signal, the bell, at the exact same moment. After this happens day after day after day, your brain creates a shortcut. And pretty soon, the bell itself becomes the new trigger, making you pack up automatically without even thinking.
And here's the cool part. Now we can put some official scientific labels on this. The bell becomes what's known as the stimulus. That's the trigger. And that automatic urge to grab your backpack, that becomes the response.
Okay, so why does any of this really matter outside of just, reminiscing about school? Well, because this isn't just some weird little quirk. It's a fundamental way that we learn.
Seriously, this is one of the most basic, most primary ways our brains learn to make sense of the world. It's like a learning engine that's always running in the background, building these little connections completely automatically.
And once you start looking for it, you see this process happening everywhere. It's why the smell of popcorn immediately makes you think of a movie theater. It's why hearing a certain song can just instantly transport you back to a specific moment in your life. It even explains why just pulling into your driveway after work can make you feel relaxed. Our brains are constantly connecting signals in our world to feelings and behavior.
So really, the story of the school bell is so much bigger than that. It pulls back the curtain on this hidden engine inside all of us, a process that is quietly shaping our reactions, our emotions, and our habits every single day.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. What about your own daily life? You know, that automatic way you reach for your phone the second you hear a notification? Or that craving for coffee that hits you the moment you wake up? What other automatic habits do you have that might just be another perfect example of your own personal Pavlovian conditioning?